Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Call of Duty video. Now this video is going to be a little something different because Call of Duty World War II and Sledgehammer Games put out sort of an announcement about DLC weapons and other stuff that we're going to talk about in today's video. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this, and I know it's not the regular Black Ops 4 video, that is because just this is some kind of exciting news depending on how you take it with World War II, but some pretty cool stuff to talk about in today's video and definitely worth making a video over. So if you guys could drop a like on this thing, I would very much appreciate if you guys could go for 1,500 likes. That would be absolutely amazing. I have another Black Ops 4 video which I will be uploading later tonight, so if you guys could take that millisecond to smack that like button, it would be absolutely incredible. Also subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and not already subscribed. We're close to 950,000 subscribers, so I really do appreciate that, and let's get right into this. So Sledgehammer Games, who obviously was the developer of Call of Duty World War II, last year's Call of Duty title before Black Ops 4, of course, right? I guess technically it came out in 2017, but you know what I mean. Sledgehammer Games has commented on the Call of Duty World War II subreddit and stated that they plan to add more weapons into Call of Duty World War II in the next few months. Some fans were asking on the Reddit if Sledgehammer Games plans to expand support, as some have been saving up their supply drops to open for new content that the team mentioned back in December. Sledgehammer Games says that in March, new unreleased variants of currently existing weapons will be added. Okay, starting in March, new unreleased variants of basically weapons we already have, but cool variants are going to start to be added. And then later in spring, new weapons. So I don't know exactly dates on that, but new weapons across all weapon categories will be added. What? That's a crazy announcement to make. New weapons across all weapon categories will be added. So that means at least they got to put out at least one thing in each category, right? New DLC stuff. Once they've made that announcement sometime this spring, we have a plan that's close to final for unlocking some unreleased variants for existing weapons starting next month, and some bigger batched releases of new weapons spanning all weapon categories starting later this spring. So with that, saying they have a plan for unlocking some unreleased variants might be pretty cool. I might have it so that you could actually unlock this stuff, because think about it, if people are most likely playing Black Ops 4 now because that is the latest Call of Duty game, the most popular one, right? But there still is decent player bases on Black Ops 3, on World War II, and a lot of these other Call of Duty games, right? Because these games are so big that not everyone moves on when the new one comes out, and people are still playing and stacking up their supply drops, right? So if there was a way for that unreleased content to be earned, not only would that be amazing for the people already playing this game that deserve some support, right, that are still playing World War II to this day, but also for people that haven't played in maybe a couple months since Black Ops 4 came out, or maybe, haven't touched the game in, just a little bit, could hop back on and try to earn that stuff, which could be kind of cool and could be a good way to get people back onto an older game. So I'm guessing that's what the plan is for. Sledgehammer Games said that they're still working with Activision and other internal studios to line up the release for the new content for Call of Duty World War II, so that's why there has been no new info since their teaser back in December with the Winter Siege's return. And they said, to those holding out, hoarding supply drops for their chance at new weapons in World War II like Golden Gunner 79, we appreciate your patience and are hustling to add some fresh new weapons to the game. Takes time to align internally and with our partners at Activision along with other studios, because of course they aren't just doing this independently. Activision looks over all this, and of course Activision has to have their interest in mind, which right now might be or is mostly around Black Ops 4, but doing something like this could be really cool, and for people that are still playing World War II, and I just thought this was really interesting and a pretty bold announcement, because we've had games like Black Ops 3 was kind of an anomaly though, because, we've seen AW update and IW do little updates after the life cycle was kind of, getting to a slowdown. With Black Ops 3, that game had such a long life cycle that was so popular that it wasn't really a surprise when they announced a 5th DLC drop, or it wasn't really a surprise when they said the XMC or more new DLC weapons, because we knew people were going to buy them. People were still grinding that game and playing that game. With this one, I think people are still playing World War II, but this is more of a double of it. People are playing this game, but also this could get people to go back to that game and actually see that maybe it was a decent game. Whenever nostalgia is different. People that hate on COD Ghosts or hate on IW, when you hop back on those games, they're a lot more fun than you remember. And, that can go the other way too, with some games that you thought were the most fun when you played them as a kid, or like a movie or TV show. When you watch it nowadays, you're like, wait, this is kind of trash, And basically, this is big news for World War II, because the last thing that they did was the Winter Siege event, which was, from last Christmas, but then they brought it back, started on December 4th till January 1st. They just relaunched the Winter Siege event, which got a little bit of talk around the town, I guess you could say, around the community about World War II and that sort of stuff. But relaunching with your old stuff from a year ago doesn't really get the hype up unless it's Fortnite, where it's the old, like, you know, Skull Trooper and Ghoul Trooper and stuff, where people haven't been able to unlock it. Most of those weapons from Winter Siege, if you wanted them at all, you would have got them back in 2017, right? So there wasn't too much hype for that for 2018. But basically, that's what is going on with this World War II. Now, I want to ask you guys in the comment section down below, what guns do you want to see in World War II? Remember, they said they said they're across, they didn't say one in all categories, but they said across all weapon categories. So you would assume that would mean at least something, right? What weapons do you guys want to see in Call of Duty World War II? And what do you think about them doing this? Because this is really cool. However, then I think about it more and I'm like, Black Ops 4, why is World War II announcing more stuff than Black Ops 4? It seems with Black Ops 4, like, we just want more content. I'll talk about that more in my next video, right? Because that's really been a big topic around it. But I think that this proves, especially with the way Call of Duty makes its money by selling these games up front for a $60 price, selling the Black Ops Pass, and then also having DLC and cosmetic, generates them so much money. I mean, Call of Duty titles generated over 1.1 billion in revenue in 2018 reportedly, and of course Fortnite free to play got over 2.4 billion through Battle Pass and cosmetic revenue, which is absolutely crazy in 2018. But Call of Duty has games making money, and they had Black Ops 4 and World War II, which of course were their most highest earning games lately, because those were the ones that are just selling the most. But these other games that are still selling supply drops, that is a revenue aspect as well. So as far as World War II, let me know in the comment section down below. I want you guys to let me know, number one, which Call of Duty game do you guys play the most as of right now? And don't lie and say, you know, I'm really grinding the Call of Duty 4 or something if you're not. You know, if you're playing Black Ops 4, let me know. If you're still playing Black Ops 3 and you haven't got Black Ops 4, let me know. Let me know which is the number one Call of Duty game you guys are playing the most right now. And then I'm also interested in the comment section down below. Let me know the number two game. If there was a second, for example, say Black Ops 4 was, the servers were down or something, and you want to play Call of Duty, which game would you go to? Would it be Black Ops 3? Would it be World War II? Would it be IW? I'm really interested to see that, because I think that Call of Duty, because of like how often there's a new game, right? Every single year, because of the 3 studios and the rotations, I feel like sometimes we really don't get to digest these games fully, and not even digest it fully. The studios don't get to fully update them and really go in depth. I mean, if you look at a game like League of Legends or a game like CSGO that's been around for so long, the different metas and everything that those games have gone through, absolutely crazy. If we look at a game like Black Ops 3, which is probably the longest life cycle with like a huge player base, the different metas that it went through was pretty decent. I mean, we had points where, I mean, I remember when the game first came out, I was like, the Pharaoh is the best SMG, and then it was the Vesper, and then the VMP, and then the XMC, and then, you know, we've had a bunch of different metas in that, and more with the SMG category than the assault rifle. But I really do think that Call of Duty games and updating them once we get past that first life cycle is something that in 2019 isn't, you know, it should be done. It isn't too hard to do, because in the past it's been always like, okay, they're developing their next game. Sledgehammer Games should be working on their next Call of Duty game, which they probably are right now, right? Of course they are. But also, it's not too hard to have people that are still part of that World War II team that can be updating it. I think that's something that Black Ops 3 did really well. I mean, I guess you could say they did well with updating Black Ops 3 and then still coming out with Black Ops 4, a pretty complete game. I guess you could say there are some incomplete aspects about it, which does suck, but it's like our standards have been lowered so much by the amount of the incompleteness, or is that even a word, of World War II and IW was just record setting, that nowadays when Black Ops 4 has some stuff lacking, or, you know, without a campaign, which obviously they announced beforehand, so we went into that knowing that, but just like, where's the combat record, where's the league play, stuff like that. I really feel like updates are the key to these games. I mean, you look at a game like Fortnite, it's not going to be as successful without those updates. And updating World War II is cool. And it's probably not going to make World War II the most famous game in the world, but it's something that's really cool to do. And with these DLC weapons, that you can either add new weapons or just take weapons from your old games, reskin them, change them up a little bit. I think there's so much potential. And I think it's going to be interesting to see, like, Black Ops, once next year's Call of Duty game comes out, how do they support Blackout, zombies, and multiplayer? Because Black Ops 4 has a lot of stuff to cover. And they have obviously supported Black Ops 3 very well after its life cycle. World War II looks like it's going to be a really, really interesting spring, which I'll probably upload some videos on it if you guys want me to, and if it's cool content. I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. Are you guys hyped for this? Are you guys going to open up World War II when the stuff comes out? That's probably what it's going to be for me, is more like just a wait until it comes out, open it out, checking it out. Let me know. Drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next one, and I'm out. Peace.